2 o'clock. So I think what we'll do, we'll call to order this Condemnation Board meeting, Monday, November 16th, 2020 at 2 o'clock. We have some people online. Can I get a motion to take some business out of order?
Make the motion.
I'll second that. All approved.
Right.
So we can, I'm not sure who was first, maybe the parties that are here.
Yeah, this is
They were here
Gloria.
first. How are you?
I'm well, thank you, sir.
So what project are we involved in?
We had a lot of stuff in our front yard. We were going through some construction.
If I could interrupt, what was the address? Just
60 Shotfield Road.
60. Oh, okay, good. Thank you. Thank you. Sorry.
And we were going through some construction phases, and stuff got left out a little too long, and it was in the truck, but we remedied that, done our best to remedy it, and the problem we had is lack of communication with the neighborhood. They seem to like to call you guys instead of calling us. Should I be talking on the line?
Well, that happens a lot. That's all right. So the big concern is that we're cleaning it up.
Clean up. Gentleman was here this morning. He could attest that it's, I have one issue left with a gentleman that used to live with us, but he got the majority of it out yesterday, and he has one. He's a landscaper.
Okay.
He's got one truck and a lawnmower that we could not lift onto it's a skag or what do you call it?
I don't know, big like orange thing.
But it was not going. It doesn't run, so we could not push it up. If it's an issue, I'll call the tow truck and they can get him.
Yeah, I got a friend my friend's brother owns a tow truck.
Liodice, they'll come and they'll hook it up and
he'll drag it up there.
So if we were to give you another 30 days, do you think you can get this done in 30 days? I mean, this is the hearing right now. We're supposed to decide whether it's blightable or not, and
yeah, absolutely, this could be done in 30 days. Mr. Higgins, did you see? Is there anything else that you saw that?
No, the only thing that while on scene or while on the site, the one truck that's on the street.
That's what's
right?
Okay, yeah.
So if that could be removed, along with the machinery that you were discussing.
Right.
The one other aspect in regards to the complaint was the roaming canine with the line. If we can kind of control that as well, I'm sure that would make a little nicer, if you will.
Yes.
Yeah, and I'm working with I'm friends with Colonial Bill from Colonial Fence. I can't think of his name. And they're going to help us get off that another fence.
Yeah, we're going to try and contain them some more. We have, excuse me, we have cages in an area, but we're going to try and make a bigger area for the animals.
okay. So I guess because it's a hearing, we would decide, in fact, that it is blightable. Correct, Bill? Right?
Yes.
Okay. So, but I would certainly entertain a decision to give you another 30 days since you are working on it, and it's. So I would certainly entertain that if it's something that the fire marshal.
I'll make the motion.
Happy with. I could be happy with that.
Do we need a motion to extend that, or just?
I don't think we need a motion. It's a hearing, so it has been addressed. It is or was blighted and still remains. But I think we can give you another.
To a small aspect. Not small.
Well.
Get a little agreement.
Yeah. So we're willing to just motion that it is blightable.
Right.
And then give you the extra 30 days to clean it up.
Which we appreciate.
All right? Okay, good.
Thank you.
Forward progress.
Onward never, backwards never.
So just so long as you know,
Get that out of there.
yeah, just so long as you know that if in 30 days it isn't done, you will begin to be fine.
Absolutely.
Got it.
So thank you so much for your help.
Should we come back here in 30 days, or?
Well, we're going to take a look at it. We'll be back. If there's a problem with you removing, if something happens, God forbid, some catastrophic issue, get in touch with the health department and just let us know what's going on.
Very good.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Do we need to send them paperwork that it has been?
I have that. They've got the paperwork, so.
Okay, good.
So we'll just,
Do we need paperwork? I heard that.
no,
no,
he was
we're
just
good.
wondering if we send you paperwork, so we'll just send a letter in the mail, just saying you have 30 days.
Okay.
That's
Thank
fine.
you.
Thank you so much.
The next one is Paul Dudek from 230 Hoydens Lane.
Hi, Paul, how are you?
Hi, gentlemen. I'm calling in because I had a visit from Chief Building Inspector and this morning from the Fire Marshal. And I guess my comments were essentially the same to each individually. And the problem seems to center around this, the electrical is still hooked up. And I said in the past the reason for that is that the asbestos contractors want to maintain negative air pressure overnight, and they can't with their compressors. So I've decided I'm ready to call a UI this afternoon if I can find out one way or the other whether maintaining negative air pressure overnight would hinder or negate getting a permit to do the remediation. And if either way, I'll have it done. So it seemed to be a problem that was foremost in discussions. So any light you could shed on it so that I would know ahead of time whether the contractors would have a problem without constant electrical service other than their compressors, their generators.
Yeah, so I'm not really sure, because you have not made contact or you've not contracted an abatement company yet, have you?
Well, I've got estimates from them, and they're coming back in to look at the job again after the contents are completely out. And I have missed some things. I don't know whether appliances have to be out or kitchen cabinets because the kitchen tiles have to come up. So and there's I don't know what's behind the cabinet. I assume probably that's original house stuff, so that probably would have asbestos behind the cabinets. So I don't know. I'd have to find out. Give some of these contractors a call back, and as I'm going through, and find out what they want out of there prior to.
You have to let us know because as I said, we're hoping we'd be a little farther along. So, and I know you've had difficulties, but
yeah.
If you would please let us know what they feel. I mean, if they had to, maybe they could get a generator or something. I know.
Well, yeah, there's no problem with them supplying electrical needs for while they're working. It's after they leave the premises, they feel that they're obligated to maintain negative air pressure while they're not there also until the job is done. And maybe I'm misunderstanding.
But let me interrupt real quick. I think that's for, if you're going to enter back into the house. But, I mean, here's our concern. We have a safety issue. If water gets into that service and catches a fire, we have issues. So that's our big concern here, that you have water infiltration into the building. Yeah. Water and electricity don't mix.
Exactly.
It could create a hazardous environment for somebody fighting the fire. And those are our major concerns. So, you have to make up your mind real quick here.
My mind is made up. I'm going to call UI this afternoon and have it disconnected. I just don't want to create a problem for the contractors down the road when they apply for a permit.
Yes, and we're aware of that.
Oh,
so
okay.
Maybe they could stretch a cord from your sister's house, maybe? Would she allow you to?
I don't see that as a problem. No, I don't see that as a problem.
Okay, so let's get that electric done then. I would speak to your sister, find out if that's okay with her to drag a cord.
Yeah.
It's just one negative pressure fan. And if we could just move forward a little bit with this, we can, carry it over, but we need some, as I said, we need some movement. Forward motion.
Now, it's my understanding the UI will send you directly a letter, correct?
Correct. As to being disconnected? Yeah, but I will verify that that's been disconnected myself. So I don't have a problem. You're the owner. You can have it disconnected anytime you choose.
Oh, but they don't officially notify you that it's done?
Well, they will, yes. It takes them a couple of weeks to get that notification out. They're extremely busy. So, but, you know, if needed, I will verify that it's done.
Okay.
All right?
All right. Well, then I'll get on it this afternoon then.
Great.
I don't know what their work schedule is with all the trees down.
And we don't either. Let us know when it's disconnected, and we'll go from there. Thank you.
Okay, well, all set then?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Bye.
The next one we have is 447 Shotfield Road.
Yes, Shotfield Road.
Hello?
Okay,
447 Stratfield.
I'm here. I don't know if the owner is here. This is Ann Sandler, sorry.
Oh, Ann,
I'm on
how
the
are
call.
you? Thank you for
Hi
identifying
there,
yourself.
Tom. Sure,
Yeah, so I don't
I'm
know where he is, but the hearing is today, and
Well,
so you
I'll
can
hang
certainly
in.
listen in.
Yep, I'll hang in to see if he arrives.
Okay. So I have been out to the site several times. There is a damaged, it's a vacant lot. It has a swimming pool, a hole-in-the-ground swimming pool. It has a fence around it. I'm not so certain about how secure it is, but it has turned into a vegetable garden or swamp at this point. The gate was closed when I was there last time, so it's secure, so I wouldn't say that it's a hazard, but it could be. And there's also a wooden structure, a gazebo that's down and a mess. So in my opinion, it is blighted, needs to be corrected, and I am not going to enter farther onto the property until somebody cuts the vegetation back so I can feel comfortable walking there. We've requested this in the past on other sites, and it's too bad the owner isn't there, but it is blightable. So I would say we carry forward with the next, with our next motion to move forward that it's blightable, and send them a letter. Any questions from the fire marshal? You have?
No, I mean, if we need to make a motion, I'll make the motion to send a letter. Oh, this should be a hearing. So
Yeah, this is a hearing. They should be here. We'll send them a letter, tell them that we found it blightable, and then I believe they have some time to respond to that, and then they will be fine.
Days, right?
Yeah, they have 30 days to respond, and once they get the letter, and then it will be they will be fined $100 a day. So, if there's no one else here, I think we can conclude.
One last one. Patty Zeech from 109. No, she's the complainant for 1091 Fairfield Beach Road.
Okay, let me get myself off of mute.
Yep.
Okay.
So we're all set, Ann. Thank you.
Thank you, Tom, very much. Yes, we're all set. Should I stay to see if he shows up, or you think that's not necessary?
No, I think, no, you certainly can. You can sit on it if you like, but I think we're good. I think he's,
okay.
You know, it's a few minutes after 2, right? Yes. So I think we're good.
All right. Thank you very
Ann.
much, gentlemen.
Sure. Thank you. All right. So now we have a complainant from 1019 Fairfield Beach Road. How are you?
I'm fine. Thank you, Tom. Thank you, gentlemen. Yes, 1019 Fairfield Beach Road. I am a resident on Fairfield Beach Road, and I've become growingly concerned with the condition of a number of properties, especially after Sandy. And this one in particular I have been watching for a number of years. So when work started on the property, I talked to one of the neighbors and went down and pulled the building permit to see what they were being able to build and redo with this, because it was obvious that the outside of the structure had structural problems. It actually, one of the outside walls actually bows, and it was not being demoed, it was just being redone. Well, the work being done did not match the permit that was taken out. There was very little semblance of similarity. And if you had been down there and you've taken a look at 1019, as you were looking at the water, if you looked at the left-hand wall, it's bowing out. It's probably even over on, as I understand, it's been surveyed and it's over on the neighbor's property. So I'm a little upset by that. That rules aren't being adhered to, and there doesn't seem to be anybody checking up on it as it goes through construction to say, hey, this isn't supposed to be built. And I know that's not your deal. That's the building department's, but it does exasperate the situation.
Would you mind if I interrupted for 30 seconds? I can clear this all up.
Okay, sure.
So my name is Tom Conley. I'm the building official.
Uh-huh.
So there is a stop work order on the job.
Right.
Until we can straighten out the engineering and the issues of FEMA. So the owner of the property has made a request to the state of Connecticut for a hearing because he disputes my finding on the building permit. So right now we are, the owner has made that request to Mr. Cassidy, Joe Cassidy. He's the building official for the state of Connecticut. Now, I don't know if it's been formalized, but he's asked for a hearing. And they will go forward with a hearing and decide whether my findings on the property as far as FEMA and how much work was done, or the contractor's findings or submittals. So as yet, we do not have a second permit. The stop work order has been issued. They've complied with some minor issues, I might add. I gave them permission to stabilize the building under the supervision of Atlantic Engineering. I just spoke to the gentleman again this morning from Atlantic Engineering and has assured me that the building at this point is in stable condition.
Okay.
So for the time being, anyway, until permanent shear walls and stability can be done, it is a complex issue there because of where it is and the wind shear and the category that they're in there. So it's sort of a complex issue, and I didn't really want to go into details right now, but I assure you there is a stop work order.
Well, yes, Mr. Conley, I did know that.
Okay, but I assure you that we're on it until I can get a verification from the state as to their findings and get the contractor in with a new permit application. Unfortunately, it is going to remain in that condition for some time. And the neighbor that the property is leaning on has called every week, so I'm in communication with. I know his first name, but I can't tell you his last name. So he's upset too that the property is leaning on his, or that 1019 is leaning into his property. Whether it's a trespass or not, I don't know until they get a full survey, and I don't have that to know.
Mr. Conley, with all due respect, probably the overlying thing that bothers me about that entire situation is that construction project would have been ongoing if the neighbor hadn't complained. There was no follow-up by the building department to ascertain that they were spending way more than 50% than the house was worth, and it should have been raised to meet FEMA standards. And it's not your charge, I know that, but it's what really is bothering a lot of residents down here. A lot of residents. There's a lot of work that goes on that's unsupervised over the limit of 50%. Houses aren't being raised appropriately, and I think we're just getting upset, and this is the one we're going to be upset about.
Okay.
The end. But thank you. I'm glad you're on top. I'm glad you're on top of it. Is there any way for us to know when the DEP hearing is? I
don't know myself. I guess I could posted somewhere on our webpage. I can maybe, are you familiar with Rick Grauer? I can maybe speak to him.
I know Mr.
He's
Grauer very
down
well.
there to some degree as a local spokesman, I think.
Yes, he is, and one of our RTM members. If you could pass that on so
Sure.
we would know, that would be terrific. Thank you. Thanks
Sure.
for your time.
Absolutely. I'll contact Rick.
me.
He's been in contact with me, by the way,
Mm-hmm.
and thank you for the call.
Okay.
I'm
Well,
not
thank you
sure
for your
why.
work.
Sure, no problem.
Am I on this call or maybe not?
Who is that?
This is Anthony
Hello?
Valero.
Yes, you're on the
this is-
call.
Oh, I didn't know. Do I have to register or how do I?
You're on.
You're on. You're here
Oh,
for
okay.
What's their name?
1019 Fairfield Beach Road.
Okay.
just your name, Anthony, or Antonio.
Anthony Galero.
Anthony.
Anthony Galero. I own the house next door. It's 1011. It's under Phoenix at 1011 Fairfield Beach Road. I listened to what you had to say, Tom, and I understand what situation that you're in. I don't see the correlation between the blight board and the building board. I think that if the house remains in the condition that it's at, I think that the board that deals with condemnation and blight should have nothing to do with outstanding or stop work orders. This could go on for a year now, and then that house will just stay the way it is. There's windows that are open, that are broken. There's siding that's flying off onto different neighbors' properties. You have to do something in order to bring this house into compliance, because with the hearings and the other things that they're going to do to stall this, it may be 6 months to a year before it gets resolved. So
Well,
I don't know how.
I don't disagree. I don't disagree with you that it can take some time, and time is really part of the problem here, part of the problem with the way the ordinance is written. So they're given a chance. We have not decided whether it's blighted or not. I think at this point it's a matter for the town attorney to get involved and to decide whether this falls into the category of an approval. So it's sort of a complex issue, as you know. We're gonna carry it forward and get him involved. So
when you say approval, what do you mean by approval?
So sometimes blighting can be held at bay if there's a zoning issue, or if there's some outstanding concerns that have to be met before they can get an approval to fix a property or drop a property, or if it's a historic property, things of that nature. So before I make a legal judgment, I would want the town attorney to have some overview of it.
Yeah,
but I don't
think,
doubt that the condition, in my opinion, would be blightable.
Well, then
I don't doubt that.
That's what should be done today, is a finding by the board, which is
so
you're one of the
new business.
Yeah, so it'd be a hearing.
The new business, we would say, we have to get on and then have a hearing. So it's just the way it's written. It's the timing of it. It's always been an issue the way it's been done. We tried to change it, and it hasn't happened. But now, next, he'll be given a date to come in, and we'll have a hearing.
When will the hearing be?
December 21st is our next meeting.
Next meeting.
Should
We'll notice him to get him in here.
Yeah, I was told that I couldn't be there today because of the COVID. Should I tell the neighbors to call in at the next meeting?
Absolutely, yes.
Okay.
Absolutely.
So
and we're trying to limit the amount of people in here, as you can imagine.
That's okay. I understand that.
But anyway, the phone calls are fine. Absolutely.
You are here.
Yeah, as far as we're concerned, we have a holographic of you on the wall. We know who you are. And come into the next meeting or call, and we'll see where we are.
So there'll be a hearing on December 21st, and then there'll be a vote on whether or not it's blighted?
Correct.
Great.
Yes.
Thank you very much for your time.
Thanks, Anthony.
Thank you.
Take care.
Tom, it's Greg Miller. You skipped over some old business.
No, we had a motion to go out of order so that people could speak out of order. So we've been taking we accepted the motion, and now we're taking things out of order as you would. In any meeting, you have the ability to take things out of order. So we haven't lost you. We'll pick you up again. So we're done. We're going to put for next month on the agenda.
For the Fairfield Beach, yeah.
Correct.
We're all set. They'll be here.
Good.
No.
So,
Mr. Miller, no?
Mr. Miller, it's for Morehouse Highway.
Okay.
The
Is
two on
there anyone
Morehouse.
else?
Is there anyone else on the call? Okay.
Yes, this is
Go
Brandon
ahead.
Nathaniel Rex. We're here on regards to 365 Cross Highway.
Cross Highway.
okay. So I'm not sure who was first, but I think Morehouse was on.
Mm-hmm.
So this is 83 Morehouse
And 20.
20.
Okay.
Yes, I was calling about 20 and 83. I've been on the phone the whole time.
Oh, good. So we haven't passed you over. We just had a motion to take things out of order.
Can you identify yourself, please, sir?
Who's asking?
Pardon me?
Somebody asked me, can I identify myself?
Yes, sir. Can you identify yourself, sir?
Greg Miller.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Miller. Okay. So I didn't go out today to either of them. I know we had issues with both of those. 83 Morehouse was correcting some of the issues. I didn't get out today.
Yes.
Unfortunately, I couldn't.
Yes, I did. I met with a gentleman in the backyard who was working, clearing off a back garage at the time, or shed. They cleaned up a lot of the trees. The property, a lot of the list has been taken care of. There's progress in motion, which is always a good thing to see. There was one shed in the rear that was also going to be taken care of relatively soon. So the fact that I met with the gentleman, there's forward progress. The determination was last month, I believe. Vote to site was in December.
So that would be, if we were to cite, that would be next month. So right now they still have time to.
I like the fact that there's forward progress.
Sure. So we will cite him next month, Mr. Miller. And
who was the gentleman? Can the gentleman who was just speaking identify himself?
Myself, Assistant Chief Higgins with the Fire Marshal's office, as well as a blight officer.
Oh, okay. No, I didn't recognize the voice.
Okay.
So what about the 20 Morehouse Highway?
Well, before we get off 83, have we just carried that to the next month then?
Yep, we'll be on next month, and then that'll be, we'll decide then, right, a determination, right?
Okay.
So he's got another 30 days or till the next meeting.
20 Morehouse, I saw the same things that we've seen in the past in regards to the siding in the front, relatively the front door. There was 2 pickups parked in the driveway and a Jeep Cherokee in the front of the house.
Are they registered, Chief?
The pickup truck's unknown. The Jeep, I believe so.
How about the backyard? They had some issues on the back side.
The backyard, I didn't see anything. It looks as though there was, relatively new windows. The garage, the siding of the garage needs a little work.
Okay.
Okay, can I comment?
Absolutely.
The 2 red trucks in the driveway don't have plates on the front. Isn't that a state law?
So I think at one point you had to have them on both, then they said you don't have to have it, and now I think they might be back to it. I don't know what the state law says. So I'd have to check that.
And the Jeep Cherokee, the red Jeep Cherokee that's parked in the front yard, doesn't have a front plate on it as well.
Yeah, I'm not sure they have to have front plates. That's a good question. I'm not aware of it.
I tried to look it up on the internet, but I wasn't getting anywhere.
Yeah, so I'm not sure about that, to be truthful. I think it might be, I don't know. I have no idea. Well, we can check to see if they're registered. They should be registered.
They should be, yes, absolutely.
He takes them on the road, so I'm hoping.
Well, I think you guys might have checked that a long time ago, that they're registered, but I like to have people that abide by the law.
We all do.
I didn't know where to go look it up to see what's required for the front. The two red trucks are backed into the...
complaint.
I'm sorry?
We're looking into it right now, and unknown at this time.
Do those vehicles move, or they're just sedentary? They haven't moved in some time, or do they move?
They moved once last year.
Okay, so you're saying they're really parked and not moving. So I'll get there. I don't think I can do today, but tomorrow and check that. If they're not legal, we'll pass it on, and they become, illegal, and we'll begin that whole process. But that's a zoning issue as well, if they're not registered. So
I think they are.
I assumed that they were legal and that he was using them.
Yeah, once a year.
Okay, but I mean, as long as he's on the road with them, I mean, you can...
he has a white commercial truck that he parks in front of his yard at 20 Morehouse.
That was not there today, sir.
But we will check those plates.
He goes out and works.
Okay, we're going to check the plates on it. I wasn't aware of that. So, but we'll check.
All right.
All right. Anything else?
I think that's all I hear and then we can go back to normal business.
Is anybody else online? Anybody listening in? Anybody? We do.
Sorry, this is Ren and Nathaniel Rex. We're calling in regards to, I think it's actually written slightly wrong. It says 365 Cross Highway.
Sure. So today's the hearing for that.
Yeah, I don't know if Mr. Taylor's
noticed of the hearing. And I did not get out today, but I've been out in the past. I think you and I, have we met there? Or
we have, yep.
Spoken with the owner as well, but you're the young lady I spoke to last time on site.
Yeah, so
okay.
We're the residents, and the only thing is, Tom, that I think it's written up slightly wrong. So the house that's here is at 365 Cross Highway, and the equipment and lumber, et cetera, is actually sitting on Mr. Taylor's property, which is 373 Cross Highway.
Yeah, I need to check that just to make sure our tax records are reflecting that, because of obvious.
Yeah, there was a point in time where some of the equipment was sitting on this property. He put some of his equipment on this property. He has since moved that equipment because that area of 365 Cross is actually under lawsuit right now.
Okay, good.
And so we're the residents here. We actually don't own 365, but we wanted to call in because this is my first hearing. I don't know how all this works, but we were happy to support any evidentiary information people need to know that there is indeed blight at 373.
Okay.
Okay.
Thanks. I think we do need to check into that address, just to make sure that that the current owner has been notified of that address. He tends to be.
So you are the occupant of 365.
Correct.
Okay. And the equipment?
We are actually, go ahead.
Go ahead.
So I'm sorry, we are in the process of buying the house at 365. Okay. So there's a delay in that at the moment because Mr. Taylor actually has the current sellers of 365 in a lawsuit.
Okay.
Which actually I think is being heard today separately at Bridgeport. But in any case, so we plan to hopefully be the owners of this lovely home. And one of the issues that could tie things up is the amount of blight that is at 373.
Okay. Okay.
So anyway, thank you very much. I did speak to the owner. I think they called in from Florida a day or two ago, and I spoke with them.
Yep.
I told them I didn't think it was necessary for them to come, but you could certainly speak. You have to look at it, so that's for certain.
Yep.
No problem. Now, let me ask you something. There was some blighting issues on that little piece of land there, right? There was 365, but that's
Correct.
Been moved. All of that's been moved.
He shifted everything over the requisite number. A survey was conducted back in, I want to say, July. And as that survey was being conducted, he did move everything to make sure it sat firmly on his side of the property line.
Okay, good. So I just need to make sure that we're sending notice of that 373. So
yeah, because it's interesting because the owners, the Paulners, Lisa, she sent us shot me a photograph of the blight complaint, just to give me a status update so that we knew about the hearing. And I happened to notice it was addressed to her, and I was like, wait, I don't think that's right. So I think it's written up. Anyways, yes, if you could confirm that it's written up the way it's supposed to be.
Yeah, I don't want to go to court and have the wrong.
We don't either.
I don't want to see you in shackles, so we'll get that right and just double check. But
okay.
Before we do anything, I just want to make sure that we're all addressing 373 in our comments here.
So do we have to, the notice for the hearing went out to 365?
Yeah, that's the problem. The notice went out to the wrong address. Yeah.
So we'll have to resend it for next month.
Yeah, just so you know, this it's sort of a delay there. That we're just going to have to send it out to 373 because, and the current owner there, because the address is going to be huge if it does get to the point where you go to court, they're going to, we want to make sure it's done and all the steps taken correctly.
Okay, so we should just monitor the website and look to see if 373 shows up for the December 21st agenda?
Yes, that will.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, we're going to resend this to 373. Absolutely. Yes.
So then we can just call in and we'll just participate since we are the current residents and hopefully the future owners. Obviously, we have a vested stake in the remediation.
Of course.
Okay.
Absolutely. No problem at all.
Thank you so much.
Yep, thank you.
All right, thank you. Appreciate it. Bye now.
Sure.
Have a good day.
All right, anybody else on the phone call? Anybody else call in? Great. So I think if we go back to the original motion or call, which is we'll be looking at approval of the minutes.
We'll make the motion to approve the minutes of October 19th.
So I just need 30 seconds here. So I just want to, that's good. So 20 Morehouse does say vehicles are operable and registered.
Second for discussion?
Sure.
All right. Second for discussion?
Yes, second.
So for discussion, it does say in the minutes from last month that the vehicles that belong on 20 Morehouse Highway are operable and registered.
Yep.
So if we can go back to the phone call, and I don't know if Mr. Miller is still on the line and is hearing this, that kind of helps in regards to some of the information that we need to request. It's already been requested or or investigated if those vehicles are registered and operable, and some of them have been moving, because I do recall at least one of the pickup trucks that was currently in the driveway. I believe there's been past minutes where only one has been there, and the Jeep has obviously moved around. So we can clearly, we can certainly look into it, but looking at the minutes from last month.
I'm on the line.
Okay, sir, thank you very much.
So I think the comment was also whether they needed a second plate, which I don't know they did.
That we are unaware of. We'll look into that. But looking at the past minutes, these vehicles were determined to be registered.
Okay. Which minutes were you looking at?
October 19th, the one that we're looking at now.
Okay, hang on. I've got it right here in front of me. Call to order 20. Determination notice is being sent out this week for them to have 30 days to comply. The vehicles are operable and registered. Cleaning the yard and the siding of the house needs to be completed. If there is not progress, their property will be fined. So what I brought up today was, do they need a front plate on them to be legally registered?
Yeah, I'm not a DMV, but I'd have to check with DMV with that. I know at one point in DMV you didn't need 2 plates. They may be back to 2 plates now. I don't really know. It's a question for DMV, and I just don't have internet access at this point.
Well, I'm required to have 2 plates on my vehicles.
Yeah, but it may be, he may have had those registered prior to the law, if the law changed. Whether it did or not, I don't know.
Okay, I don't. Is it my job to try to find out if that's required?
I would say you could call the police department.
Right.
They would be current on motor vehicle violations. It's just not my thing. I don't do, but.
I believe it was in regards to blight and being unregistered and not operable. Upon investigation, it was determined to be registered and operable. Whether they have 1 plate or 2, I don't believe that would fall under blight. I believe that would be more of an enforcement issue.
Yeah, police department. And I'm sure they can tell you right off, with a quick phone call.
Well, he's got ties in with the police department, so
Yeah, but you don't have to give an address. All you have to say is, my neighbor has a vehicle and doesn't have a front plate. Is it legal to have a rear plate only? You don't have to give your name. I mean, they should be able to, they're public servants, they should be able to give you a determination. Do they fine somebody? Do they, but that again.
That very well might be.
It's not our thing.
Right.
all right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.
So in regards to that, we've already made the motion to second it upon discussion. I have nothing else.
So
Okay.
minutes approved, or?
Okay, I'm sorry. Yep. Yeah, I would second the motion, and all in favor, yes. Yes, aye.
Okay.
So the minutes have been approved. All right. Any communications? None? Nothing. Condemnation old business. So we have Grasmere Ave, 92. Any changes out there? I drove by. I don't see any.
Negative. I didn't see anything either.
I don't see any changes. They are being fined at this point. Am I correct?
They're He made an appeal about the fine, the blight fine.
Okay, and we don't have an appeals officer, right?
I believe we have an officer. We just have to schedule the appeal hearing.
Okay, so we do have an appeals officer that they.
I just emailed one from last week.
Okay. Yeah, I was not aware of it. So they're going to schedule. So we have to keep him on that then. Good. Or not. Okay.
I went back there today, looked at some of the issues that we've found in the past. I still see some soffits that are extremely damaged, the roof extremely damaged, glass that is missing. Certainly animals, birds, etc. can get in. The rear staircase, there's no new changes there. So.
Okay. All right. So he has an appeal. So let's wait for the appeal. All right. 1180 Oilfield Road. That's, I did call from last week and had the animal control officer out. I did not get a response whether they found anything. I've been out there several times. It is definitely still in blightable condition.
Mm-hmm.
And that's my report. I did not get, the animal control did not send anything back to me. I did not see any animals on the property or any carrion, any dead animals like I did the first time, but.
Same here. I went there,
yeah,
and there was no.
And that doesn't mean there aren't.
Right.
I just didn't see any at the time. So the neighbor did complain to me via phone, and said that the foxes are back. I'm not willing to walk around the property. Again, we're at the point of that back half of the property where the foxes might live is vegetation. I'm not going to go back there till it's cut. So. We can talk, we can meet out there and say, get the landscaper to cut it again. But I think we're fining him, aren't we? Fining him?
I have a written determination was sent out 10/23. So I guess next month would start fine.
Okay. All right, good. So I don't think there's any big changes. We've done some work, but this is the second or third time we've been out there, and something needs to be mowed. All right.
Okay.
Condemnation, any new business? None? All right, blight, we're at 92 Grasmere again. We talked about it.
Still the same.
Okay. 320 Hoyden's Lane.
We've talked about it earlier.
Yep, yep, good there. Hunyadi, 383 Hunyadi.
So I went there today.
Yep.
Spoke with a woman at the front door who gave me permission to, walk the property. There was a total of 5 cars, 3 jet skis, 1 boat, as well as 1 trailer. They claim to have all the registrations. They are in fact getting rid of one of the cars. One of the vehicles needs major repair in the engine compartment, so that one's going to be getting removed. There was one in the street that was actually being repaired. They were changing a tire. The gentleman never made it out prior to my departure. However, the office received a call while I was out wanting to meet up, and I just did not have the time. He wants to prove that all the vehicles are registered. So I look at that as a positive, again, moving forward and not staying,
Good. Yeah, we're moving forward. So let's carry him over. Right? As long as we're in motion, forward motion. I'd be happy with that. All right. So let's go to James Street, 114 James. I didn't make it out today.
There was some minor brush, but again, looking at blight and is brush technically considered blight? I mean, we're not there to mow their grass, etc. But stairs, the front stairs were chained off because they're not usable. The side stairs had some damage as well. So my question to them will be, how are you making entry and egress from their actual house? Again, it was progress in the making, though, considering what we saw originally. Car car was on the front, in the front street. There was nothing else back there in the backyard, in the side yard.
The cars are gone, Phil?
The cars are gone.
Good.
There was one in the front.
Okay.
The right side of the property was cleaned up.
Good.
So.
So would you suggest we give them another month here?
Yes, I was going to say we could probably move them.
I just want to make sure that they don't stop because that was pretty severely blighted. I'm concerned with, although it's probably vacant, a damaged or blocked off egress entrance to a building. If somebody were to go in there and have a problem, it could be, that back step could be a real problem. All right, so let's give them another month. If they're not, then I think we should, move forward.
Okay.
So, all right, so we'll carry them forward. 338 Naps and 390 Naps.
Okay, this is actually, I'd like to make clarification. This is 388 and 390.
Okay, 388. Good. That's just a typo.
Yep, no issue. There was a large RV in the backyard. Really not presentable from the street. You actually had to go through a condominium complex to actually take a look. There were plates on it. Whether it's registered or not, I could not particularly find that out. However, the last use must have been some time ago. There was some dirt and mold on the top and the sides of the RV. So this was just the inspection. Again, do we recommend that they clean it? I mean, it's in the rear of the property.
As long as it's registered, zoning would have to tell us whether they can have an RV. Mm-hmm. So I think we should send this over to zoning and say, are you allowed one large RV or a small or a, does it become a habitable kind of, I don't know what it is. So I don't know if they allow RVs on properties that are, vacant or abandoned or whatever it is over there. I don't know. So I think it's something we should get them involved. I've always suggested that we have a representative here from zoning. Mm-hmm. But at least send that over. Some of these are multiple departmental, so.
Hey, Tom, it's Greg Miller again. I'm sorry to bother you.
Sure, Greg. How are you? You're not bothering me.
I was just looking at the minutes from last month for 83 Morehouse Highway, and it says the owner has been actively working on the property. Clarification on what need is to be done on the back staircase. Determination notices will be sent out this week for the owner to have 30 days to comply.
That's for 83?
Yes.
83 Morehouse, correct?
Yes.
That's correct.
You're asking about the back staircase?
That's correct.
Okay. In regards to the back staircase, the party involved has plywooded the staircase, making it unapproachable or at least presenting some sort of a hazard as to not to enter onto the stairs.
Okay, I think there was two ways to enter those stairs. I don't walk on their property, but...
Okay. So the question being?
Are those stairs completely blocked off from the top and the bottom?
From one side of these stairs, yes. On the other side is a ramp that brings you to the second floor of this garage area. The garage has also been locked, limiting access to that area as well.
Okay. All right, I'll have to go over and check it out.
Well, okay.
Thank you.
You're very welcome. Thank you.
Good night.
So 388 and 390 Naps.
Okay.
Let's send this over to zoning, find out where zoning is with it, and go from there, if we can, please. Find out what the regulations on RVs, right?
Okay.
RV to zoning. Marianne, I have You good with Knapp's Highway, Bill?
Yes.
Okay. So Marion Road.
Mr. Miller, are you still on?
This is Paul Dudix waiting to butt in. I have an update for you guys if you want to take it. 230 Hoydens Lane.
Sir, hold on 1 second,
Yep,
sir.
we're just into another one, so hang on.
Mr. Miller, are you still on the line? Mr. Miller?
He may not be.
Okay.
So.
We have Mr.
Okay, sir, you're on next. Thank you.
Okay, yeah, the UI will be shutting off the power remotely probably sometime tomorrow. The actual line itself will be dropped within the next 5 to 10 business days, with the caveat that they have Thanksgiving during the week also, and they're busy with the tree work right now, so it might be a little longer than the actual line coming down. But I think what you're interested in probably is the power will be shut off by tomorrow sometime.
Great. Excellent.
Okay.
Thank you. That makes us feel better.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome. Bye-bye.
All right. Thanks for the update. All right. 53 Marion Road. There's a hearing today. I did make contact with somebody who was trying to buy it, but it may still be in somebody else's name. But I think we should move forward and send them a letter and determination that it was blighted. It still is blighted, and go forward with the next course of business, because they didn't make contact with me again. So they had some legal issues, but.
And there's been no change. Went by
Nope.
today, no change.
No, I didn't think so.
Who made a motion for that?
So I don't know if we need a motion, but we can have a motion so today's the hearing. I would say motion that it is determined to be blightable, and that we'll send them a letter.
30.
Yep. So second, and all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay.
All right. Catch up on your notes. 461. Mill Hill.
I went by there again today. I went there last month to look at this property as well. I guess last month it was discussed that, I didn't know. I didn't know exactly what I was looking for in regards to what was considered blight, because I didn't see anything last month. And then with the clarification of looking at a fence, I looked even harder today, and I still didn't see anything that would be considered blight. I mean, if whoever the complainant was for this particular property can give us a little more guidance, a little more information.
What was that in the original?
Just the fence is falling down.
Yeah, fence. We don't do fences. I don't believe it. No, I will double check the condemnation.
This is a relatively large piece of property.
Yeah.
If it was one particular area of the fence, I didn't see anything at all.
It's not a pool fence?
I did not see a pool. Okay. There was a little shed in the back that, again, I didn't see any blight. So,
would you be willing to take it off? And if they want to send pictures and diagrams, and they can do it again. I'd be happy with taking it off if that's your recommendation. So let's remove as not blighted. Not blight. They can certainly put it on, get us some pictures, diagrams. All right. 3726 Post Road. I've yet to find this property.
I don't think there is. I think this is a arbor property, perhaps. On the Post Road, there looks as though there's two green, almost carports, if you will.
Yeah.
I didn't see anything from the Post Road side that really looked as though there's blight. There's some debris behind one of them. Again, from the Post Road, you don't really see such.
Right.
So I went down Arbor, and I looked from there in regards to the this particular piece of property.
Yep.
And I believe on the right side of this carport, there might have been some ladders. Let's see here. I believe there was just ladders.
You think it's approachable from the other side there, Arbor, or Arbor Terrace, or whatever it is there?
Yeah, there was like a green tarp, if you will, to the right side of it. Okay. And again, I believe just ladders. I don't know if it fits the the language of blight, but
it doesn't look it to me. But
again, from the street, from the post road.
Let's carry it over and see if we can identify it further.
A wheelbarrow and a couple odds, but
well, let's just carry it over and keep it on. And
okay.
Keep on keeping on. 233 Old Oaks. So that was the windows and siding. I know they were working on it. They have stuccoed most of it.
We have an appeal, I believe you said, and I personally didn't see really much of a change.
Okay.
There's some siding, but yet there's some siding that's missing.
Okay. So they have to finish the siding up, right? There is an appeal?
Yes, they've requested an appeal.
Okay, good.
Scheduled.
So that's easy. So they'll schedule that appeal. All right. 72 Roseville is the vacant house. Mm-hmm. The contractor has an application in for a demolition. So if you wouldn't mind, let's carry that over. I believe his demolition comes due very, very shortly. And the other thing, I think we should send him a letter just to move him along, just in case he just decides not to take it down, because we take it off our agenda. So I'd rather wait until it's off our agenda.
If we could push this off at least 1 month, 30 days, because I believe the signage on the front of the property actually states the demo, I don't believe should take place until this month.
Correct.
So.
Correct. So let's carry him over.
Okay.
Good. 260 Shetland.
Anyone here? No, right?
No. So this is a hearing. Any response from the owner? Apparently not, right? So again, I think that I was out there. I don't know if anybody else got. There's a trailer. There's some type of industrial, looks like a dryer or a washing machine on the property. So the trailer is in a condition that couldn't be removed, so it's non-operable. The wheels are burnt off of it.
Where was the trailer?
In the driveway.
In the driveway?
Yeah.
How long ago were you there?
I didn't go there this time.
I don't recall a trailer. I think maybe the trailer is moved.
Okay, and nothing in the driveway? No. There was a trailer with a machine on it, a small excavator.
I don't believe that's there. The only thing that I saw was a call before you dig, marking.
On the building?
On the driveway.
Okay.
And the safety orange, if you will, spray paint in the front of the house.
So do you think that's so that I'm wondering, are they saying it's graffiti?
Mm-hmm.
So that somebody may have put that on the house as graffiti rather than.
Oh. Okay. I mean, from my.
It's nice if we spoke to the owner because then she can tell us. So if she put that there, but that's not typical that they write. They put a sign up. So the kids or somebody may have come by and put that on. So, so I think we should carry forward, send her a letter, and find out where we are. I don't know what the original complaint was.
It was the trailer, the washer, and the graffiti.
Well,
let me see.
Okay.
They didn't say what the graffiti was, but if she doesn't have a demo permit or we're not ready for it, then that is graffiti.
To me, I mean, you know what? I'll Can we push this up another 30? I mean, I know today was the schedule, because the graffiti, more or less, to me, looked like the markings of 260. Now, if that's graffiti...
Well, any spray painting would be, considered. So I don't know if she were here to tell us. This is Sherry Stanek, I think. Then we could find out. She put it there because she plans on demoing, but
Right.
I think we should send her the letter for next month.
Okay.
For determination or what? Or
Sure. I mean, again, I didn't go out there. If there's no trailer, are we still looking at that being graffiti? I guess graffiti is spray painting on a building, whether it's a art or,
I don't recall a trailer being there.
Okay.
I don't recall it, but...
Yeah, you would recognize it because it kind of slapped you right in the face.
I looked at the call before you dig marking. I saw the 260 on the front of the house. Just kind of assumed that it was possibly demo, and it was a call before because they're planning on digging.
So you would have seen this.
Oh yeah, no.
Okay. All right. Yeah. And then there's this is what I saw, 260 demo.
Yep.
Okay. But I mean, I don't know if that's, to me, that could be the neighbors or some kid came by and graffitied the house because it's a mess. I don't know. As long as this is gone. But again, it had flattened tires. They were burnt off. See the tires on that?
Yeah.
I don't know if the angle's good for you. But.
Yeah, no, that's very
okay,
clear.
it's gone then, huh? Good. Beauty. That's a beautiful thing.
Well, before I did not see it, so...
You couldn't have missed this.
You're giving me a lot of credit there, Tom.
All right, so I would carry forward. I mean, if that's graffiti, then that's graffiti. I don't know what it is on the side of the building. It's kind of like...
So this was a hearing, so is it determined or not determined? Or?
Yeah, I still think that it's graffiti. I mean,
okay.
Right? I mean, is she going to... If she's going to demo the house, she put that on. If the neighbors put it on, it's graffiti. Get rid of it.
So
I would say determination is graffiti.
Determination.
She needs to get rid of it or take the house down. So, yeah.
Okay.
Because this isn't going to end till it ends. So, yep. All right. 79 Stevens.
Steeple. Oh, they were already here.
We just did Steeple.
79 Stevens.
That's the tree on the building. So I think that there's absolutely the building is blightable. There's issues there all over the place. The tree is on the building. It might even rise to the level of condemnation because of the tree. So we should carry forward and give them send them a letter. And if it's not taken care of, I'm still getting complaints about it all the time. So move on. Get the next one.
Wait a minute. So because this is a hearing, we have to make a determination. So you...
It is blightable.
Need a motion. It was blightable.
Okay, I'll second.
Seconded by Phil. Okay.
Okay.
Stephen.
Yep, all in favor, aye.
So this is 222 Stilson is the next one.
Okay. This one here, I stopped, I looked around, I saw no movement forward. I've seen windows and siding that was now missing. I looked through a window and saw holes in the roof. That obviously concerned me with, weather.
So there's some windows missing again, or broken?
They're not sealed right, I should say. They're rotted.
Yep.
I mean, there's
So siding is rotted, windows are. Yeah,
yes.
The roof was always a concern. Somebody went up there and patched a little bit, but.
Yeah, I could see right through today.
Okay,
so,
not good.
Right in that, the
front corner.
Left, the front left corner.
Okay.
So this is a vote to cite this month. Whether we should find them or...
So, he's had the hearing. Where are we now? Citing is...
Did we ever have anyone come
Never
in?
been in.
Never been in,
Never been in.
No additional correspondence at all?
We had the hearing in February, written determination in March, and no contact.
It's ready then, I would say.
No contact since March.
Okay. I'll make the motion that we start finding.
I'm going to abstain.
Should we reach out just for an update, I guess, because we haven't heard from him in a month?
Yep.
Okay,
Yep.
so we'll
Get an
request an
update.
update. That works. Okay.
I believe without a second, the motion
Fails.
anyway, so
Right.
we'll
Send him a
out
letter.
another correspondence.
Yep, get him back in and find out. He is. Made some.
Okay, so we did 447, I think we did. So
We did 447. Yeah, we're on Zost. So that's 299 Zost.
Zost is it's an older home in the neighborhood. At first, I didn't really think too much of it. The front stairs are again roped off, but they had another stairs on the I believe the left side of the house. So again, it provided some warning to anyone who was walking upon. And I was just about to leave when I saw some fencing, down fencing on the right side. So I ended up doing a little more investigating, and there was fencing and debris in the backyard, in the rear yard. So is it worth sending something out? I think it is. Just at least a notification.
Send him a letter, get him in.
okay, so send him a notice of hearing,
Beautiful.
and then Tuckahoe is fined.
Tucko is being fined, right? He still has some issues there. He hasn't been in. He hasn't cleaned that up yet. So
From a fire aspect, from the fire safety side, it's similar as the past, but upon further inspection today, the windows in the rear of this building are now again wide open. So I don't know if there was.
what do you mean wide open there?
Wide open. They're wide open. There's
For airing purposes?
Perhaps airing. There's there's window bars.
Yeah.
But there's no plastic. There's no glass. There's no plywood.
Okay.
It's an open avenue for anything. And this was first
Can
floor.
kids get in?
This first floor.
Kids can get in? I just want to make sure that nobody's. I don't know the condition of the floors and walls, and
Right.
that the roofing doesn't look great.
The property, in my opinion, would be considered what we call either a collier's, mansion or hoarding conditions inside. While looking at this, this open area, clearly that right beyond these steel bars, if you will call them steel, was just
Stuff.
it was packed.
Is that something the health department needs to address?
Well, I think we should notify him that he has to close that building up. I don't need somebody climbing in getting hurt. That is condemnable if he is not. So either we bring it into condemnation or contact him and tell him he's got to board it up, close it up. Missing windows like that could create problems. And
I agree.
Or we send somebody out and do it ourselves and find him. I know. Well, we're already finding him, so send him notice, and that if he doesn't address the, access points, we're going to have somebody out there to do it for us.
Do we have to do something about the hoarding stuff, or
I don't know if it's an occupied building. I don't.
Okay.
No, I don't think anybody's ever been in there.
Been there
Yeah.
for
Okay. So
for
that's
many years.
different. Okay. And then we have 3 new business. I know it's a long meeting today.
Yeah, Grace Street.
Have you been there?
I didn't go.
I could absolutely address the next 2.
Okay.
334 and 3-6, or I'm sorry, it's not 3-4, it's 3-4 and 3-6 Grace.
Okay.
It's a rental property.
Yep.
One of the actual occupants kind of came out, and I had a conversation with them. There's mattresses, there's debris on the right side of a garage that belongs to, multiple people. I asked them, I said, hey, look, if you're the occupants, would you mind helping clean up some of this stuff here? And he was very, very polite. Yes, absolutely, we'll do our best. Totally understand. Behind the house, there was the same thing, multiple grills and other debris. So I think at this time, I think I'd like to give them the benefit of the doubt and kind of move this along to maybe another month, 30 days, and then follow up with an additional inspection.
So send them to a hearing, right? Get them to a hearing. It's blightable at this point. Get them in for a hearing. That'll give them,
This was occupants and not the owner of the property.
Well, it doesn't matter.
So
he still is the legal, he still has to clean it. So let's send the owner a notice of hearing.
I would agree with that.
And then that gives him a month, and then another month to clean it up from before we fine him. Okay. So he's got, that's 60 days. That's plenty of time.
I'm hoping that the occupant will do the right thing and clean up what he saw as well.
Beautiful.
The next, can we move on to 70 Jennings?
Yep, 70 Jennings.
70 Jennings is absolutely blight.
Yeah, those are the 2 or 3 cars and anything else?
3 cars in the front of the property and 1 in the rear.
Okay.
There was a couch in the front.
Great.
There was trash pretty much in the front and the rear.
Okay.
There was no question in regards to this.
Okay, good. Not good, or
yes.
Good. Send them a notice of hearing, get them in.
And then
determination is blightable, right?
Yes.
Good.
And then the last one, 492 Ruane, they said pictures that it's all cleaned up. But I couldn't get access, so I wasn't able to open the pictures, or the email didn't come through.
I drove by there today, and I was extremely pleased.
All right, so that one can be removed.
I would almost like to make the motion to remove that one.
Okay.
It's no longer, it's under the bank now? Correct?
Yeah, the bank owns it and cleaned it up.
Did they say they have any prospective buyers? The inside's cleaned, the garage is cleaned.
Yeah.
There are missing windows on the garage side door. I closed the side door and hasped over, but I have some concerns for that garage. There's an old oil pit. Remember the old oil pits? So if we can get do something with that garage, like a hasp on it. I just don't want to see some kid walk in there at night and have them. That's a 4-foot deep oil pit. Remember the old ones where you changed oil? I haven't seen one of those in a residential garage in 100 years.
Can we send a letter or correspondence to the bank?
Well, it should be locked up. I mean, the stairs are abysmal. I know that, it's not blightable, that'd be condemnable, but I'd be willing to take it off. We send them a letter, say, I think there was a correspondence, right? Mm-hmm. Didn't you send me a copy?
She said she sent pictures, but I didn't get them.
Yeah, so the property is clean. They cut the tree. I'm more worried about the garage that somebody can get in. I'll go buy a $12 lock and throw it on for all I care. Mm-hmm. But if somebody goes in there and falls into that pit at night, I mean, it could be a hazard. The planks were on, but and it's 4 foot deep, so you know what I mean. Uh-huh. So that's all. But blighting is done. The blighting that's pretty cool. If you want to change your oil, right?
But in regards
when have you seen any of those, right?
Blight and condemnation.
Oh my goodness. Yeah.
Well, condemnation, it's condemnable because the front and rear steps are bad. So, but I give them that they're going to fix it up or sell it or do something, and it's they've done one heck of a job, by the way, one heck of a job. The inside is completely clear. There's not a pin on the floor. I looked in, and all the doors are locked. So I'm just going to put a notice on the door, and
the exterior, I think, is cleaned up extremely well.
Yeah. No, they're making efforts. I just worry that, the service is still on,
I thought they turned it off.
Oh, that's right, yeah.
Yeah, they turned off the electrical.
Okay, so we should maybe just make notice to the fire department that nobody's living there.
Okay.
It's all locked up. It's all locked up. There's hasp.
Okay.
We'll get them to close up that garage, and I think we're good. So we can take them off, and if it remains in that condition for, much longer, we'll bring it up again and have them fix that.
Okay.
Again, I guess. So let's take them off. I'm good with taking them.
I agree.
That's all I have. No fear.
Come on, there's got to be more. So thank you so much. I know this is a lot of work for you.
Yes, thank you.
So can we get a motion to adjourn?
I'll make the motion to adjourn.
I would second it. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
What's the time? I just don't have a clock.
It is 3:20.
Okay. Perfect.
And 20 seconds.
Thank you all.
Great. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.
Okay.
So we're offline.